name is Brittany Schultz, and I will be your host as we look at the strategic management initiatives at the company of PepsiCo.
When Pepsi-Cola first planted its roots at a soda counter in New Bern, North Carolina, at the close of the 19th century, there were only 1.6 billion people on Earth. By 2050, it is expected to hold 9 billion. As the population grows and the world transforms, how do we adapt? How do we innovate? How do we create a sustainable future to feed humanity?
The PepsiCo Challenge, to arch rival Coca-Cola, never loses its fist for the world's #2 carbonated soft drink maker. Its soft drink brands include Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and their diet alternatives. Cola is not the company's only beverage, however. Pepsi also sells Tropicana orange juice, Gatorade sports drinks, Sobe tea, and Aquafina water. The company also owns Frito-Lay, which is the world's #1 snack maker, with offerings such as Lay's, Ruffles, Doritos, and Cheetos. The Quaker Foods unit also makes breakfast cereals, including Life, Quaker Oatmeal, Rice-A-Roni Rice, and Near East side dishes. Pepsi products are available in 200+ countries, and the US generates about 56% of its sales. They also operate their own bottling plants and distribution facilities. PepsiCo's success is founded upon a broad portfolio of mega brands, each of which generates more than $1 billion in annual sales. Business is supported by nearly 700 manufacturing facilities worldwide. Operations are organized into 6 separate business units, consisting of Frito-Lay North America, Quaker Foods North America Beverages, Latin America, Europe Sub-Saharan Africa, and Asia, Middle East, and Northern Africa. Problems currently facing PepsiCo are sustainability, efficiency, innovation and technology, health, and regulation and policies. Sustainability is a major issue for Pepsi because many production techniques were designed in an era of lower energy costs. Manufacturers can often redesign processes to reduce energy use. Some manufacturers use large amounts of energy in production. Due to the high cost of converting to energy-efficient systems, manufacturers are reluctant to approve such projects unless energy costs are projected to remain high. Efficiency issues in product manufacturing and distribution have led to higher costs, which in turn have directly increased the prices of consumer products. As product life cycle gets shorter, building proprietary assembly lines becomes less practical. Contract manufacturers have made it possible for some companies to operate without owning any brick-and-mortar factories, and many manufacturers have also increased the efficiency of their assets by leasing rather than owning equipment and facilities. The next major problem facing PepsiCo's industry is that of innovation and technology. Technology is used by the industry operators in almost every step of the production, packaging, distribution, and marketing processes. The level of technological change in this industry is considered medium because though manufacturers do not need to update their systems every few years, there are new technologies being developed every day. With changing industry conditions, it is increasingly important that the industry players keep current with technologies to stay ahead of the competition. The greater technological content of many machines and products requires more complicated support in areas such as training, maintenance, operation, and the service of the products themselves. As one might assume, the next major problem facing PepsiCo's industry is that of health concerns. According to the World Health Association, worldwide obesity has more than doubled since that of 1980. This can be attributed to the replacement of traditional meals with snacking and other on-the-go eating options. The rising growth of demand in low sugar, low carb, low calorie, gluten-free, preservative-free, GMO-free, and all other natural products are supported by the growing trend of healthy snacking.
Trend and a health and wellness focus in all consumers. But what does health and wellness mean is what's a real confusing aspect today. If you'd asked me 5 or 7 years ago, I'd have said people are focusing on zero-calorie products, lower-calorie products, and switching away from high-calorie products. What we're seeing in the last couple of years, people are switching away from diet products because they don't like artificial sweeteners. And I don't know why, because nothing has been written about them not being safe. They're just fine, but people are not consuming products with artificial sweeteners. They're going back to consuming real sugar products. So that's a surprising shift. Another shift we're seeing is people are going to portion control, smaller cans, smaller servings, and they're reading nutrition labels. Even now, sitting in the back room there, waiting to come back here, I watched somebody pick up an Izzy drink But before she opened the can, she read the nutrition label. So I find people doing that more and more. People are looking for natural, organic labeling, and they're looking for GMO labeling, no GMO labeling.
The final issue facing PepsiCo's industry is that of regulation and policies. The level of regulation in the beverage manufacturing segment is considered to be both heavy and steady. PepsiCo is subject to jurisdictions of the Food and Drug Administration in regards to its product labeling, ingredient transparency, and manufacturing processes. Additionally, PepsiCo faces regulation from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration in its equipment safety, employee trainings, and work environments. This fast-paced environment can be dangerous to workers if proper measures are not taken to ensure safety. Major players in this industry must adhere to OSHA regulation carefully due to their high level of scrutiny given the number of facilities and the high volume of workers. Section 1910 of the Occupational Safety and Health Standards lists general regulations for most industries, including guidance for construction of work environments, fire protection, monitoring noise levels, hazardous material storage, handling, and disposal, and other topics applicable to the industry. In order to counteract many of the problems facing PepsiCo's industry, we recommend 5 strategic initiatives to stay ahead of the competition. These would include strategic alliances, sustainability initiatives, creating an innovative culture and process system, improving efficiency, and having a fast response to health trends. So one of the ways that PepsiCo is counteracting these industry problems is by creating strategic alliances. For this strategy, market players collaborate with outside companies to improve the efficiencies and core competencies of their systems through several different types of partnerships, including non-equity alliances, equity alliances, and joint ventures. For example, partnering with a technology company allows a partner to keep up to date with recent technological advancements, as well as remaining a front runner in technological developments and patents. Something like this could potentially lead to a sustainable competitive advantage, which is what PepsiCo is searching for. The ability to constantly evolve technologies creates a barrier to imitation because it will be very difficult for competitors to achieve a similar level of improvement without putting forth a lot of capital. Merging and acquiring companies can help PepsiCo achieve strategic fit within its system and position the company to be successful in the snack and beverage industry. Overall, PepsiCo should strive to create third-order fit and synergy within its system by creating a value of the whole of the company that is greater than the sum of its parts. Strategic alliances are one of PepsiCo's major processes in order to enhance the company's market share and competitive advantage. Such examples include the acquiring partnerships with Gatorade, Naked, and Quaker Oats in order to expand the company's market presence as well as diversify its product portfolio to incorporate healthier eating options. Another example would be PepsiCo's acquisition of many different types of local bottling companies in order to increase the efficiency of their bottling manufacturing plants, as well as decreasing associated costs. PepsiCo is also enacting many different sustainability initiatives. Their sustainability agenda includes the intent to reduce greenhouse gas emissions across its value chain and design 100% of its packaging to be either recoverable or recyclable. Recently, PepsiCo has announced its plans to partner with the biotechnology leader Danimer Scientific for the development of biodegradable film resins to meet the sustainable, flexible packaging requirements of PepsiCo's food and beverage business segments. Much like Unilever, we wish to reduce Pepsi's waste, carbon footprint, costs, and water consumption through the use of new resins available through PepsiCo's partnership. PepsiCo also seeks to locally replenish the water that the company consumes in high water risk areas. Water must be treated as a local resource that requires cooperative local solutions, and users must be better informed about local water availability and act in ways that support it. PepsiCo can help by using water more efficiently and supporting natural resource governance. Moreover, PepsiCo can ally with non-governmental organizations and community leaders to understand the drivers of water insecurity. PepsiCo is currently working with Nature Conservancy in water-stressed areas of Latin America, but the company can actually do more. These initiatives would primarily be aimed at improving the social responsibility of the company itself. In order to combat industry problems, PepsiCo also tries to remain an innovative company. PepsiCo demonstrates continuous incremental strategic renewal through their innovations in operations, marketing, and distribution. For example, the PepsiCo Do Us a Flavor campaign with Frito-Lay allows consumers to create innovative new flavors for Lay's chips. Additionally, PepsiCo's Go Trendsetter Challenge allows PepsiCo to crowdsource the next food and beverage trends out to the consumers themselves. Through crowdsourcing, PepsiCo can create additional utility because they are gathering information from their clientele. We recommend that PepsiCo continue using these crowdsourcing innovations and apply them in the future more thoroughly in their marketing efforts. For example, the recent Kendall Jenner advertisement would have been prevented had PepsiCo crowd-tested the advertisement beforehand. PepsiCo is also taking strategic initiative steps to improve its efficiency. Our analysis found that PepsiCo needs to continue to improve the efficiency of its manufacturing and distribution operations if it wishes to remain competitive within the industry. We recommend PepsiCo extend its current efficiency to its environmental stewardship efforts across the company's global value chain. Focusing on increasing efficiency by outsourcing and using contract services for parts manufacturing, maintenance, computer and payroll services, and benefits management would further enable PepsiCo to create a sustainable competitive advantage. Our final recommendation for strategic initiatives for PepsiCo is for them to maintain a fast response to growing health trends. With the growing trends towards healthy living, PepsiCo needs to increase corporate performance by altering their portfolio composition. This can be done by either getting rid of brands that have been labeled as unhealthy or by bringing in new, healthier brands. For example, the Performance with Purpose initiative focuses on transforming PepsiCo's portfolio and offering healthier options while making their food system more sustainable and communities more prosperous. PepsiCo partnered with the Healthy Weight Commitment Foundation, pledging to cut 1.5 trillion calories by 2015, a feat which they exceeded by more than 400%. PepsiCo has demonstrated this portfolio revamp through their acquisition of Naked Juice. We recommend that PepsiCo consider eliminating or redesigning some of their notoriously unhealthy brands while continuing to acquire healthy brands in order to change consumer perception of PepsiCo overall. We recommend that the company continue to make strategic acquisitions to remain relevant in our ever-increasing health-conscious world.
It was one of the most brilliant acquisitions that we did as a company because it gave us Gatorade, which was an amazing isotonic beverage, probably the best isotonic beverage in the world today for athletes.
Isotonic means?
Sports drinks.
Sports drinks, okay.
And so it gave us access to Gatorade, and we could do all kinds of things with Gatorade. We didn't have a good product in our portfolio, so that was good. But the bigger attraction was the Quaker Oats brand. In PepsiCo, we had no food brand that was good for you. And we needed a good for you brand in our portfolio.
We here at Team 6 couldn't agree more. By implementing the key initiatives previously mentioned and defining clear milestones and ways of measuring success, PepsiCo will be in position to dominate its competitors within the near future.
From all of us here at Team 6, we'd like to thank you for your time and hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.